Uh, Hello everyone, welcome to the webinar. After so many webinars, we have come back with another webinar on your request. This time our topics are green building, green hospital buildings, healing architecture. We're going to talk about that in detail. We have two speakers with us today, which is architect Pranjali Luman. You must be familiar with her. And we also have a guest lecturer, guest appearance by architect Himanshu. He has worked with IGBC rules and regulations, so he'll be a better person to speak in today's webinar. So today we are going to talk about green buildings and green hospitals and healing architecture. So when we begin with what is healing architecture, architecture design should help you to heal. So when we talk about hospital buildings, if a design is not properly made, what happens is generally you require much more solutions to rectify those errors, like placing glass panel windows, covering the facade completely. All of this makes your building a little less efficient to work at and not using the natural resources. It's like daylight ventilations, all of those things come into healing architecture. So while designing a building, you need to keep into mind all of those aspects so that you don't waste much of energy. That is what is related to green building. So what is green building? A green building is the one that is economically viable, socially acceptable. As Green Building Council is defined, green building uses less water. By less water, I mean you don't use less water, but you reuse water. By rainwater harvesting, you use the drain water. Rainwater harvesting is generally what we do. Also, sometimes in hospitals, we use some water, we can reuse the water. That is what basically using less water means. Optimizing energy. So when you come to optimizing energy, what do you mean by optimizing energy? You generally, when we design a facade, we should keep in mind that there should be enough source of light to come in, so that during the day you save the light, the electricity, and then you can use daylight. So while designing, always have your facades to the north, main waiting areas, your entrance, all of those things would help you to have natural ventilation, natural daylight coming in, which will impact on saving energy. The other use are conserve natural resources and generate less carbon footprint. A green building has tremendous benefits, both tangible and intangible. The benefits are a reduction of water and energy consumption from day one of use. Water consumption is reduced by a large margin by rainwater harvesting, as I said. A green building consumes around 40 to 60% less electricity as compared to a regular building. Generally, hospitals use solar panels and other non-conventional power production technique to become self-sufficient. The other benefits include enhanced air quality, excellent daylight, improved health. So when you come across something called as improved health, what is improved health? Improved health is when you have a patient that comes in for you, naturally well-ventilated space helps them to heal a little faster, which is what is healing architecture. It helps you throughout the healing process of a patient. When you come across all of those things, well-being of a patient is been affected. A green hospital design always aim to create a healing environment for its patients, reduce stress and promote well-being by making hospital more pleasant and comfortable for its user. The design of a green hospital is made such that you reduce emission of CO2, reduce cost of the overall building after a certain point. To design a green building, some of the measures that we need to consider are reducing the use of electricity. Through use of solar panels, you have multiple options. Sometimes there is something called as sustainable materials. So you should start using materials that are locally available. We have architect Pranjali who will be talking about it in detail about how sustainable materials should be used. So after installation of all of these things, we come to build a green hospital. So now a green hospital is not something that you can declare it's a green hospital. You have some rules and you have some bodies who govern those green hospitals. We have something called as IGBC, which is Indian Green Building Council, which has certain rules and regulations for which a green building has been built, and from that you can actually have understanding in what category your building forms. It falls into platinum, you have gold, you have silver, all of those things. And when you're building your hospital building, it falls into those ratios, you get government subsidies for certain things. You get lesser electricity consumption bills, for example, bills comes, your power plants are being introduced. You have different sources for having subsidies. We have architect Himanshu will explain you all of those things in detail. So what all will be included in those things. We have something called as LEED. LEED is leadership in energy and environment designing, which is an overall world concept where you introduce all of those things and you get a ranking on those basis, how efficient and how less of energy you are using in your building. How are you helping the environment and how is that helping you back? So I'll pass over to architect Himanshu. He'll speak in detail about how green building will benefit you, how it's going to help you heal, and all the technicality in that. Architect Himanshu, are you here?
Yes. Hello.
Please.
Yes. My name is Himanshu. Yeah. Yeah. There are tremendous benefits of green hospital. It's like it reduces the operation maintenance of the cost after starting. Over average, green building can save up to 25 to 30% of the energy and 10 to 40% of water consumption, and reduces maintenance cost by 12%. When talking about green hospital, it's divided into certain categories.
Hello, architect. I'll disturb you a little. Your voice is a little low. Can you please?
Yeah. Green hospitals, there are many questions that green hospitals are costly. Is it audible now?
Hello? Yes, you are.
Yeah. There are few myths. Let me start bursting with a couple of myths. Green hospitals are costly. The answer is no. In a long term, it has many benefits. It reduces the operation maintenance of cost after start running. On average, green hospital can save up to 25 to 50% of the energy, 10 to 40% of water consumption, and reduce maintenance cost by 12%. And talking about green building, there are certain elements which we mainly focus on: indoor air quality and well-being. Daylighting plays a crucial role in hospital designing. Low VOC emitting material, air quality control and monitoring testing system, sanitization and hygiene, energy efficient monitoring, building management system, water conservation, building material resources. So let me start with indoor air quality. What are the factors that affect indoor air qualities? It's cross ventilation and mechanical ventilated spaces. So cross ventilation spaces are which get sufficient light air, which do not require any mechanical devices for ventilation and lighting. For example, use of AC where mechanical ventilated spaces are which we don't get sufficient light. To solve this problem, we use ACs. And natural ventilation spaces where we don't, all the natural ventilation is happening with the nature. We don't require for that thing. Afterlight daylighting plays a crucial role in hospital designing. There are certain research done from across the world that the natural daylighting can be benefit for human health. And several researchers have shown that patients who are exposed to natural daylight they were recovery in their health. And talking about low VOC emitting material. Why? Because in hospital, most of the times the patients and the healthcare professions, 80 to 90% are in the hospital. So indoor material plays a crucial role. So it's like it's like interior paints, stains, finishes, adhesive, sealants, flooring, and carpets. Manufactured and wood products, furniture and porcelain, ceilings, thermal and acoustic insulation. And talking about why the green hospitals are little costly, sometimes people say it's like you have to, why? Because the green hospitals, they are working 24/7 for the sake of service. So it's like sometimes it's very difficult for them to have to maintain the thing. So it's like based on the monitoring devices are placed in the hospital, air quality control and monitoring system, which is used to detect how much the quality of the air is inside. So it can it can consider the health of the hospital doctors and also the patients who are there. Sanitization and hygiene, which plays a crucial role in the hospital. Why? Because all the bacteria and everything are going in the hospital. Where building management system is used for air conditioning management system, lighting management system, renewable energy management system, elevator management system, fresh air monitoring system, CO2 control and managing system. Water conservation plays a very crucial role. Why? Because water is used in hospital. Why? Because it's in 24 hours working building. So water metering is used. So we can control the water usage by in the landscape area and in the flushes and drinking area. Building material and resources. Yeah, why? Because mostly we try to get the building material locally, so which can reduce the carbon emission, and also it can reduce the cost. Talking about the green building certifications, there are green building certification is divided into two types: national and international. Talking about the national, in India, there are IGBC and IGBC, Indian Green Building Council, and GRIHA, Green Rating for Integrated Habitat Assisted. Talking about international, there are LEED. LEED is leadership in energy and environmental design. It's used across the world. The well building stand is a performance-based system for measuring, certifying, and monitoring features of the built environment that impact human health and well-being through several cores such as air, water, nourishment, light, fitness, comfort, and mind. Where Green Globals is used across Mexico, South America, Africa, Middle East, and the Caribbean, Europe. Where BREEAM building research established investment modeling, which is used across all the globe. Where BGNB, it's a German-based green rating system. Where Green Star, it's used in Australia and South Africa. Where BCA Green Mark Scheme, which is used in Singapore. Where CASP is comprehensive assessment system for building energy, environment efficiency, which is used in China and Japan. Where GOD is Gulf Organization for Research Development, which is used across the Gulf countries. What are the prerequisites for green hospital? It is based on the company's requirement or clients who want to do green building certification. Why? Because there are certain set of requirements which are set by the company. Why? Because some go for the ESG purpose, or some go for the it's like some want to do for the sake of the environment. If we are going for the sake of ESG, so there are certain criteria which are given by based on the ESG report. So you have to choose that which energy rating you want to go, whether you want to go LEED or whether you want to go IGBC or something. If you want to go for green, if you want to go for normal, you can go for IGBC, and there are many depend on the location. So some companies do green buildings based on the ESG report. To start in green building certification, it depends on the rating system. For example, IGBC certification. IGBC, the design as per the municipal law, it's divided into two categories. It's like it's an existing, or you have existing building, or you're starting the fresh. If you're doing the existing green building, you have to first go with or check all the municipal drawings approved, and what are the stage of the drawings, checking all the built up area calculation and everything. Based on that, we have also, and also doing the daylighting simulation of the natural daylighting, how much the ventilation is happening in your structure, and the energy metering level. If anything is installed, it's like what is the how much energy is consumption is happening inside the structure. Water metering, how the water is going on, and the building management system, how you're managing the inside of the building. And talking about if you want to go for the if you start fresh green building, so it's like you have to go as per the, you have to consider the local municipal bylaws plus the NABH guidelines plus also the Indian Green Building Council or any of the certification body you want to go with. So there are many benefits. It's like there are based on the rating. Why? Because if you go for silver rating, you can get 3%. It's like 3%. After gold rating, you can get 5, platinum, and 7. What are the benefits of green building? Yeah, it's used for operational use, long-term benefits, resource consumption for power and water, minimize infection control. Why? Because hospital is a very crucial hospital plays a very crucial role in terms of infection control. Why? Because all the germs and pesticides plays in the hospitals. This as a very crucial. So green building is a very crucial. I suggest everyone to go for green building in terms of this thing. It improves public health, sick building syndromes. Why? Personally, I have seen many of the buildings. I just don't want to do any sort of discrimination, but I have seen it's like many buildings were designed, many government buildings, they were just made it's like they have just made a building for the sake of public use, but they don't care for the public health. It's like just may have made, it's like a sick building. Whenever you go there, you don't feel any sort of energetic, everything is going on. You go already a person who is sick, the sick person goes into the hospital and he sees all the environment, seeing all the interior, all sort of climate, internal climate, again he falls the sick. So it's like it's a very crucial. So this calls for seeing the building, you don't feel like attracted positive energy. So it creates a kind of sick building syndrome sort of thing. Psychological effect. Subsidies from the government for the project outcomes. It's like there are many subsidies from the government of India where they are why? Because they want to go for why? Because they want to develop the subsidies so they can give to the people and they can get the money and they can also help the people and they can generate the revenue. And there are many subsidies from the government. It's like green building, a level of certification based on animal saving plus green building greenhouse emission. And there are many examples of green building certifications, hospitals which were done. It's like Balaji Max Super Specialty Hospital in New Delhi, which is gold rated. Kohinoor Hospital, Mumbai, platinum rated. Government Mohan Kumar Mangalam Medical College and Hospital, Salem, Tamil Nadu, gold rated. It's like everything. They were mostly all the hospitals were done mostly on the internal indoor air quality element, where they were able to consume the energy benefits of 40 to 50% and control on the water usage of 10 to 20%. And people were and there were the reviews were very good from the people, that they were feeling very good, and people are going towards green building nowadays. And ESG also plays a crucial role. Why? Because I'm telling ESG is because it's like it's a global market. So it's like whenever you're talking about the why, because medical sector is a very global thing. So whenever we go for this thing, so you can get international recognition while considering the green building. Thank you. I pass my presentation to architect Pranjali ma'am. Pranjali ma'am.
Hello everyone. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me start with building materials, green building materials. I guess someone asked a question as well regarding. So it'll be like me answering your question as well. Thank you, sir, by the way, for your question. So building materials are green building materials are not something that something new. It's just that we have started mixing our traditional and mixing it with the contemporary methods, and we have tried to create something that gives benefits from those as well, and this as well. So I would say we have rammed earth structures, then we have stone structures, then we have glass facades. So I recently learned about this new building material, which is a roof tile. So I guess Tata Power makes these. Tata Power makes these roofing tiles, which have a solar panel inbuilt. So you don't have to actually put those solar panels, ugly solar panels, on your terraces, and then you can still, make use of the abundant solar energy that a country like India gets. Then we have stone structures. Also, there is a sustainability. There's a concept of sustainability, and there's a concept of green buildings. So a sustainable structure mostly comprises of something that comes from that hampers or avoids damage done to the environment. Then it focuses more on energy saving. It focuses more on the money that is saved while you are running the structure or running the building, and also it's good for everyone basically. And then there is green. So green does it all, but it focuses more on the environment. So so there are other building structures. Let me just come back to those. Yeah, I think I've covered it all. This was a very short presentation, and I would like to conclude it all. Basically, to conclude, I would say this was our attempt to promote green and sustainable architecture, which instead of creating an impact on the environment, works in sync with the nature. To sum it all up, I would say our traditional architecture style or buildings, which our ancestors built in various regions of our country and even the world, were already low impact or sustainable, and it catered to the world population at the time. So, however, in the Middle Ages, the population increased with the Industrial Revolution and everything. And as a measure to combat that, we had to change our building methods to making box-looking RCC structures, which actually cause a lot of carbon footprint. And this was done to mainly to cater to the community infrastructure, which created a community infrastructure, and it focused more on creating houses or spaces or making spaces for the demand that was coming, and we sort of forgot to take care of the environment while doing it. So after all this damage that we have done, it's time to wake up, and this is our attempt to preserve some for the future generations, and that is what led to these green building methods or green building architectural style. So I hope all of you, I hope you would all come forward and have us make your structures, make your hospitals a green building. Over to you, Snika.
Thank you, Pranjali. Thank you, Architect Himanshu. So I'll just conclude what we can do from our end to have a better. Before building a green building, you start with the building that you have. So currently, when you have something in your hospital, you can with a few measures. You can start saving the water. You can start using more natural light. You can switch off the lights when not in use. Basic. When you're starting to build a building, make sure that you use locally available material. That would help a lot of transport, the carbon footprint while travel. So it will help you to save a lot of carbon emission and will also help your local people to have a business. So that will be helpful for you throughout. Apart from that, everything else that Pranjali spoke about or Architect Himanshu spoke about, how LEED certification, how IGBC has been conducted, we here at Hospertz would actually help you to understand how you can make your buildings green. We also support to have certifications for green buildings. We have specialized team with IGBC architects who do designings, and we make sure that you get certificates of those levels, those standards. We have those gold standards, we have platinums, all of those can be included there. You can contact us and we will help you design them in detail. We have to, for the time crunch, we are going to have a short webinar. I hope this was helpful for all of you. You can always put your questions in the box and we will personally reach out to you. And for anything else, you can contact us and we will guide you. Thank you so much, Pranjali. Thank you, Himanshu. It was great.
Thank you.